So I guess first and foremost, I would love to hear what got you into motorbike racing. Where did it all begin?
So I think it was around when I was 10 years old. My dad, he went to mini bike racing, which is what I used to race on the pit bikes, and he had a go on one. And then we also saw this little mini moto. I sat on it, had a little go up a little hill, and I just loved it from then. And then my mum and dad bought me a cheap Chinese one, and then it just went up from then, didn't it?
Wow, so your dad was into it, you were saying?
Yeah, he never really used to ride, did he? Until when I first had to go on a bike, then he had a pit bike. So I would always try and beat him, but he was always faster than me at the start. But now he quit because I was getting faster than him.
I was going to say he might have let you maybe beat him sometimes, and then it would have been, oh, hang on a minute. What about mum? Have you had a go?
Only in the garden, and I wasn't very good, so I kind of gave it up there. It's not my
Hey,
thing. I love watching it, but not riding it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Absolutely cool. So what happens from there when you go, right, I want to do this. This is my thing. I want to do this now. Is there just a local club you start at?
So we have a track called Wilter Mill, literally like 10 minutes away from us. So we went there, went on a little track, and I just kept riding around that. And then I finally got a bit better, so they put me in a race with British mini bikes. And then I just kept falling off. Like every minute before, I just kept falling off. And my mum were like scared for me. But yeah, a couple of races after that, I was getting better and better. Then the next year, I went and won the novice championship. So we just loved it from then.
So obviously falling off didn't sort of scare you away from it. You said you must be very focused and went, no, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get the hang of it. And
yeah, my mum and dad thought that I would just quit after that race. Like they didn't think that it would have even gone this far. Like they didn't even think I would last that another race after that. But I did, and everyone just loves it from then.
So good. And obviously it must get in your blood. Everyone I've spoken to, they just go, you know what, I tried it and it had me.
It's like it was a part of me when I first did it. Like I just loved it, and I just never want to give it up.
So good. So I saw you had to post something about 5 bikes over 5 years. So is that the progression from the smaller bikes?
Yeah, it was from the first bike until my recent bike. So I started on a Chinese bike, and we went to a track day, well, a little race, and it was wet, and my bike was the only one to survive, and it was probably like the cheapest bike there was. So I had that. Then I had a Pecino 4.2, which is a slower bike. And then I got sponsored by LRJ Racing, which they gave me a Pecino, which was more raceable, and I'll be able to get podiums and stuff like that with that bike. And then I went to a Mini GP 140, which was one of my favourite bikes. We missed 3 rounds in 2016, but then I won near enough every race after that. And I was nearly coming second overall. But on the last round, my knee accidentally turned my fuel tap off. So I just stopped, and no one knew what it was. But I got back on, and I think I finished like 4th. But then I finished 3rd overall in the championship, which wasn't too bad because we missed out on maybe 150 points, which is quite a lot. And
that's incredible. Imagine, if you'd been there the whole time, you would have smashed it.
Yeah. And then the year after, I won it, even though my mum booked a holiday. When we went out of a race, so I had to miss a round for that. I won it with 2 rounds to spare as well, which is 100 points. And then I went to a CRF 150. I was racing with the adults when I was 14.
14 and a half, yeah.
Yeah, about 14 I was racing with the adults in the CRF 150. And then I went to the Yamaha R3, which I race now.
Wow, so you're racing against adults now, obviously.
Yeah, some of them are adults, yeah.
What is it, 14?
Does that bother you, or you just...
No, it just feels the same, to be honest. It's just...
You're just on there doing your thing regardless.
Yeah.
And so do you have any all-girls clubs, all-girl races, or you're competing against...
No, it's like mixed classes, but we did have this one race, which is a charity race, which is a ladies race, and there was like mixture of bikes. There was like 1,600 and then me and my little 300 getting past about 50 miles per hour faster than me on the straights. But that was the only race that we've had as a mixed class, which I did like it, but I wouldn't want that all the time. I prefer it to be mixed.
And also from people I've spoken to, it doesn't seem to matter so much if you are male or female. You're either a really good rider or you're not. It doesn't sort of...
It's getting more accepted now to boys to race with girls, but it used to be, no, it was just a boys' sport, but now it's getting more accepted.
Mm-hmm. As it should be. Absolutely, it should be. If you got the skill, and it sounds like you have, then it doesn't matter who you're up against.
Yeah, exactly. That's all we think about.
Yeah. So it obviously takes up a lot of family time, and you've got some fantastic support behind you. So what are your sort of, well, I'll start with the short-term goals. What's sort of, once we're allowed back out into the world and all the races are happening again, what have you got your sights on?
So last year was a bit of a hard year on the 300. There was a lot more people in it and a lot like good riders in it, so it was hard. But this year I just want to just not be near the back of the grid, be more up the grid and just see how high I can get on the grid and just enjoy it and just have some fun.
Which I suppose is good because it's challenging for you then, rather than just going out and winning. It is great to be able to sit there and go, all right, I've got a bit of a challenge, I'm going to push myself.
Yeah, it makes you want to push more as well when you've got all your friends in it as well.
So have you got any sort of set competitors that you're chasing? You don't have to say names.
there is a few that you want to beat, but yeah, I just try.
You reckon you got them?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. I think I saw just as we were trying to get online, then I saw you went for a 5K run. Was that today?
Yeah, I just did my morning workout and then I went for a run just around my estate because obviously not allowed too far. But I try train every day and as hard as I can every day just so I'm ready for whenever the season does start.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah, I suppose you could be sitting on the lounge watching Netflix eating Easter eggs. I was eating Easter eggs just before we jumped on here. I was like, I've got to go do this call because I can't stop. So is it quite, obviously it's quite a physical sport. You need, like you say, you need to make sure you're in shape for when they could turn around and say, yep, there's a race on in a couple of weeks and you've got to be ready.
Yeah, so before this lockdown and everything like that, I used to go to the gym in the morning before school. So I used to get up at 6 o'clock and be at the gym for 6:30 till 7:30 in the morning, just so I could get it done before school and just be ready for the day. And then after school, I just try to do a bit more and then just try to be as fit as I can, really.
Yeah, that's impressive. I know that I wasn't doing that at your age. I think that's good. You seem to have very good focus and clarity in your mind of what you want, which is very admirable. It's fantastic. So what's the long-term goal? Like, where do you see yourself in, 5 or so years?
Well, my main goal is to try and get to MotoGP, but before that I want to go to the 600s and to the 1000 BSB and then try to get to World Superbikes.
Work your way up, and I think it's great because you are younger. By the time you get sort of to that age, it's very realistic that there's going to be women competing.
Yeah, like Anna Carrasco as well. Like, she's in the World Superbikes, which I'm trying to do. I think if I'm good enough and I've improved, I'm going to try to get to the World Superbikes at Donington Park if it's on this year. And then I'll be racing against.
You're right.
I'll be racing against like Anna Carrasco and other riders that inspire me.
It'd be amazing. Imagine that. And people have done it, in my whole research I watched Faster and Fastest, and have you seen those movies?
Yeah, I've seen that,
yeah. Yeah, so you can see those young guys as they come through, and then now I look and I go, wow, they're racing with their idols. It's absolutely, everyone goes through that experience to get to where they are. So when you get to, say, the Superbike competition, would your family have to move? You'd have to...
No, I don't think so. I think we'll just have time set out for racing and then also family time at home and just split it until I suppose
I'm thinking because I'm on the other side of the world too, where I guess where you are, it is a lot easier for you to travel to the locations that you need to race.
Yeah, like we went to Spain the other month and that was quite an easy little travel for us. Get some warm testing out there, but There's quite a few tracks here and there which are easy to get to, so we're quite lucky.
See, I forget because I'm in Australia on an island in the middle of nowhere. I forget that it's really easy for for some people to travel to different countries. I need to get out a bit more, don't I?
Yeah, we're quite lucky as we do have Silverstone like 15 minutes away from us. So for the first one, that was meant to be this weekend. That's just gone. It was quite an easy drive for us.
Yeah, oh, that's good. So are you able to ride and train at the moment, or you can only like do your physical fitness stuff in preparation?
Yeah, I can only do my runs and cycles and stuff like that at the minute because no tracks are open and we don't have a track in our garden like many people. But yeah, we just have to get out on our push bikes and just try to train like that.
I've noticed that a lot of the motorcycle riders are doing cycling as part of their training. Can you, and I've just thought of this now, can you explain to me why? Like what is it that helps with the bicycle training for your motorbike riding?
I think it's just because you're using a lot of different muscles in cycling, and it's kind of like similar movements to what you'll be doing on a bike. So
but your core strength and
stuff like that, they'll all get tighter and more stronger, which you need on a bike to hold on to it.
Yep. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I just thought of that myself because I've seen people training and I'm like, I don't understand. It's a bicycle compared to a motorbike, but no, you explain that for me. Thank you. So who's your favourite MotoGP rider and why?
Valentino Rossi. Well, I do like Fabio now. I'm starting to like Fabio more now. So it's like Valentino Rossi and Fabio, but mainly Rossi because obviously he's like a great
he's pretty incredible.
Yeah, to most people, and he's just a great rider, even though he's old. But yeah, he's still going top 10, doing top 10s, and still racing with future world champions.
I love what I've seen, like his connection, and I think you all have your connection with your bike, but he seems to have this overwhelming connection with his bike, like the way he sits before a race and something spiritual about it. Yeah, I think he's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I do like Rossi. I've always liked him, to be honest.
Yeah. No, he's good. He's fantastic. Did you happen to watch, I don't know what time it would have been on for you, but they had the virtual esports race the other night? Did you watch any of it?
Yeah, I watched it.
It was so funny.
It was all right, yeah.
I wish I could have understood half of what they were saying, though, because they were talking to each other in Italian and all the different languages. Like, I want to know what you're saying. Warming each other up a little bit.
Yeah, Mark and his brother were both winding each other up there.
So, is it if people want to hear a little bit more about you, follow your story? What's the best place for them to check out a little bit more about you?
So I've got Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. My Facebook is.
I think you just type in Chloe Jones Racing and it all comes up, doesn't it?
Even if you put it in the Safari, it all just comes up. Just put Chloe Jones Racing in and it will come up on my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yep, awesome. So did your mum help with your PR stuff?
Yeah, so we both do it together, but she mainly monitors it and just makes sure there's no weirdos on it.
Of course.
We both just do it together.
Yeah. Oh, that's really exciting. I'm very excited. Like I said, I'm new to this, so I can't wait to follow your journey and see where you end up. It's all very exciting. And you've got some great support there with your mum, so you're very lucky.
Yeah, we're lucky as well because we have many sponsors that help us out, and we've got a lot that do loads of stuff for us, and it wouldn't be possible without them.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Do you want to give any of them a shout out?
Can you remember them all?
Go, Mum.
Go on, you can say them.
I've got MRS Racing, OMG Racing. I've got Catering Investments. I've got EBC Brakes. I've got Silkaline, UK Z-Heads, My Coffee Station.
Sorry, I put you under pressure now.
Quite a few. You have to try and remember them all.
That's fantastic, though.
We would be lost without them, wouldn't we?
That's right. We can list them on the podcast episode when we put it out. So because I don't want to leave anybody out. I wasn't expecting that many when I asked you that question at all. That's fantastic that you've got that support and they can obviously recognise something in you to have that investment and help support you through, which is really great. Well, thank you so much for chatting to me. And like I said, looking forward to seeing your journey, and maybe we can have another chat again in 5 years when you're right up the top.
Yeah, I've also got many videos on my YouTube, which is Chloe Jones Racing. I've got loads of me on board footage and
awesome.
Just loads of videos of me, which people can watch as well.
I will share some of them and have a look at it. It's so good. Well, thank you so much to both of you. And we'll tune into the podcast and we'll have a chat again in the near future and see how we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.